It's the all-new Sports Visions with Dale Williams and DJ Jones, your 1980 national champions. 1980 and 81 SEC champions, two damn good dogs.
Welcome to the all-new Sports Visions. I'm DJ Jones alongside my good friend and traveling partner, Dale Williams. How are you, sir?
What's up, player?
Man, I'm excited. We are at the showroom of Headquarter Nissan, and, of course, right behind me is the Heisman Trophy. And, obviously, when the Heisman Trophy appears, you know that, obviously, it's getting closer to the end of the season.
Getting close to the end of the season. Most iconic trophy there is in sports ever since 1935.
Coming up in just a little bit, we'll not only have an opportunity to talk about the Heisman Trophy, but also, of course, still high school playoffs. Teams are left, Dale, for us to discuss, as well as college, and the pros are winding down.
Winding it down, DJ, it's time to play some football.
All right, all that and more coming up next on Sports Visions.
If you're even thinking about a new car, you've got to come to Headquarter Nissan.
Because right now, you can get the lowest payments of the year.
New Sentras from just $129 a month.
Altimas from just $159 a month.
And Rogues from just $169 a month. And all backed by our value plan featuring a lifetime warranty with an unlimited amount of time and miles and more. Lease for less. Columbus is a Nissan town.
E&S Men's Clothing Warehouse has been your most trusted name in men's fashion for more than 50 years. We've offered the area's best selection of top quality, name brand suits, accessories, and casual wear at the most competitive prices around. Customer service is our top priority. We're the professionals generations have trusted for the best quality and absolutely the best deals. We are E&S Men's Clothing Warehouse. We are simply the best.
Hello, everybody. I'm DJ Jones. You might know me from my athletic career at Carver High School, University of Georgia, or my sports broadcasting career. I know a lot of people, but when it comes to an attorney I trust, I call Forrest B. Johnson.
I'm Forrest Johnson of Forrest B. Johnson & Associates. And I want to let you know how proud we are to be a part of your community, a part of the Columbus community and the Phoenix, Alabama community. Consider us first. When you or any member of your family has been involved in an automobile accident, remember, car wreck, get a check.
Call now, 706-223-5380. Welcome back to Sports Visions, Dale. I tell you, high school football is in the second season, and proud to say that the Central Red Devils have survived their playoff rounds. And I know that as far as the schools in Muskogee County, we have one team that's still standing, Columbus High School. Congratulations to Phil Marino and the Columbus Blue Devils.
Hey. Got one still standing, but Central still standing. Number one rated team in Alabama, still playing good. But one thing about the playoff, DJ, each game get harder and harder.
Absolutely. This tournament is supposedly, to weed out all of the, again, and we would already have thought that the pretenders were weeded out during the regular season, but some pretenders have a way of making it into the first few rounds.
Those pretenders become contenders, DJ, because they continue to play and they're getting better each week. They're developing younger players, and really, it's still very competitive.
Big shout out to Brookstone as well. They, of course, were able to survive the first round and on into the second round. Of course, Blair Dale has done a wonderful job, has assembled a great staff over there, and Brookstone deserves a lot of credit for what they have done this year.
Always, Blair does a job all the time. I mean, the Brookstone kids, they still compete, they still play hard, and they're still in the playoffs.
And, of course, our high school football awards luncheon will be coming up on Thursday, December the 13th, Dale, and we'll have an opportunity to celebrate the top 60 high school football players in East Alabama and the top 25 coaches, 26 coaches or so. It's going to be a festive time.
That's right, representing players from Georgia and Alabama, 8 counties, and a lot of other people.
Really stressing high marks on academics. We, of course, we have a number of academic awards to give out, as well as the best offensive and defensive players, the most outstanding offensive and defensive players, special teams, just a plethora of awards. And this year we're going to add most outstanding offensive and defensive lineman, Deal.
I mean, that's going to be big, DJ. Really, the offensive and defensive line piece is real big on the next level, on the college level, Division I, II, all the colleges look for big-time defensive linemen and offensive linemen.
The big uglies, or the big nasties as we call them, please forgive us for overlooking you in the past. I know obviously you guys always are, you fly under the radar and you do the bulk of the work as far as the success of your offensive and defensive team. You guys up front make it happen, so we want to reward you as well.
It's going to be big, DJ, for us to do that. And again, everybody that is invited to this luncheon as a player, definitely we want to represent these guys.
And, of course, we're looking forward to working with the great staff down at St. Luke Dale. And, again, this is Thursday, December the 13th, 11:30 a.m. Of course, this luncheon is in the 11th year, and I tell you, man, we just keep getting bigger, brighter, and better.
It's getting bigger and bigger, DJ, and again, the little tweaks here and there, but to continue to grow, and we really thank the support of our corporate community and everybody sponsored in the past over these 11 years. We appreciate your repeat business.
And, of course, congratulations and thank you to the new business. Some of the new folks out there obviously looked at this as a great opportunity for them to not only support our young student athletes and coaches, again, have an opportunity to come out and see some of the kids and of course, meet us as well as our guest speaker, Nick Saban. Tell you what, man, it's a great time to have Nick in town because, again, this will be right after the SEC championship game and right before could possibly be the college football championships or college football playoffs.
And really the playoffs will be set around that time when Coach Saban's come to town. But really one of the biggest things about it is going to show off that we have a great climate of great athletes in this area.
So we're looking forward to you out there. And so if you got any parents out there, if your kids were doing good, and you got to make sure that your coaches out there, your head coaches have turned in their names, the best offensive and defensive player on their particular teams, or if there's a standout in academics on the team, make sure that we get that information by going through your coach. Wherever your kid goes to school, make sure that your sons make sure that they contact their high school coaches and let them know that they deserve a shot at winning one of these prestigious awards that we will be presenting.
That's right, coaches, we're going to be pulling on you this week, so send your players in, send your nominees in, and we really want to represent every school that we possibly can in this area.
All right, when we come back, we'll have an opportunity to talk about the Heisman Trophy. This is Sports Vision.
Come into Chester's Barbecue for our world-famous mouth-watering ribs, smoked fresh on our grill daily. Or try one of our barbecue pork plates with fresh sides. Chester's has delicious sandwich combos to choose from that are sure to please. We also serve tempting home-cooked favorites. And don't forget to take home your own bottle of great sauce. Chester's Barbecue, serving the best food at the best price. 3 locations to serve you.
Hey, Devin here, Headquarter Nissan, home of the lifetime warranty. Just want to let you guys know that if you want to come out to Headquarter Nissan any day, as you see behind me, we got the Heisman Trophy. I said it right, the Heisman Trophy at Headquarter Nissan. You can come on down. We even got a competition that we have going right now for the winner with the best pose with the Heisman Trophy. So come on down to Headquarter Nissan, but guess what? You can win a prize. Every Friday we give away a prize. Every month we give away a prize. Headquarter Nissan, we give back to the community. And as you can see over my shoulder, we also got the J.D. Power Award for the best dealership, best car, best warranty in town. So come on out to Headquarter Nissan if you want a deal, because somehow, somewhere at Headquarter Nissan, we're going to find a way to get you a deal, get everybody a deal at Headquarter Nissan.
Welcome back to Sports Visions, Dale. It's the Heisman Trophy time of year, and of course, we thank the folks, our good friends here at Headquarter Nissan, for having the opportunity to display the Heisman Trophy for the folks to come out and take selfies, and of course, just admire one of the most prestigious awards in college football. And
still, DJ, they still do a great job of promoting the Heisman Trophy. Everybody knows that it'll be the second week in December that they will announce the Heisman Trophy, but Nissan's major sponsor of the Heisman Trophy.
Well, speaking of Heisman trophies, if we were to give it away today, obviously, University of Alabama's quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, whatever we say, you know what I'm talking about. Tua, he is the guy that will get this trophy if it was over. If the ceremony was today, he would be the recipient.
He would, DJ, but really, I started looking at the top 3 candidates, DJ, and I started looking at the stats, and I was like, hold up, this Kyler Murray kid, DJ, over 3,000 yard passing already, 32 touchdowns, 7 different times this year he's thrown 4 touchdowns in the game. So I was like, hold up for a minute. Tua has something like 25, right at about 2,500 yards passing, 28 TDs. He's been the most impressive, but DJ, I looked at those numbers on Kyler Murray and I was like, hold doubt.
Well, keep in mind now, you got to remember that Tua hadn't played in the fourth quarter, most of the season. So he's going up against a guy that's probably played 2 full games as far as stats are concerned because of the extra quarters. However, it's also going to play out the team. Tua is leading the #1 team in the nation right now. And Oklahoma, right now they are an offensive scoring machine, but their defense is not going to put them in a position to compete for any championship.
Yeah, I don't think so, but I think really when you start talking about the Heisman Trophy player, you got to remember the most impactful player, the most outstanding player that year. And I think really, again, Tua, hands down, is his to lose. Hopefully he doesn't have that. He fights and dodges this injury bug, and he doesn't have to sit out many games and continue to play into the fourth quarter. It's not even a question about who will win.
Outside of these two guys, man, and then it gets kind of iffy because I know for a long time there that, let's go back 8 weeks. We give so many guys that were in running for this thing, and you're talking about Jarrett Stidham. What a disappointment it has been over at Auburn and his play. But again, he seems to be getting back up to par, even though it's a little late for this particular type of recognition. And Will Herring up at West Virginia was another quarterback that up until recent weeks, he was mentioned highly with the trophy as well.
The Will Grier piece has been real big, DJ. He's right at 3,000 yards, 31 touchdowns. West Virginia still winning and competing to be in the college football playoffs. So really, I think those are the top 3.
The biggest disappointment is the Love kid out at Stanford. I mean, he was coming into, into the preseason. He was just a dynamic running back with a lot of speed, a brilliant young man, a pre-med major. And again, whatever injuries and, bad play or not enough productive play weeded him out.
Well, I think that's weeded them out, DJ, but this is a down year for Stanford. This is one of the first time that David Shaw has not had a quality team to compete in the Pac-12, and I think that has a lot to do with the Bryce Love piece.
But getting back to the Heisman Trophy, Dale, and having an understanding of what it is, I'm one of the few people that, again, to tell you, I've seen it front and center. Have an opportunity to go up in 1982 with teammate Herschel Walker, invited me up with his family. And, again, the job that the Heisman Trophy Committee does to the winner or the recipients and their parents and their families, it's just phenomenal. It's first-class treatment, Dale. First time I've ever ridden in a limo. First time I've ever been in a high-rise. Being in downtown New York City, living the life, man. Again, everything is on the dime of the athletic club, and the Heisman Trophy is something that I would wish. I mean, it has to be on everybody's bucket list. It was certainly on mine, and having the opportunity to go there and being there for Herschel and him winning it, Dale, that's probably one of the highlights of my career.
Well, DJ, I remember you telling me about that, and each year you tell us something different that you bring away from that event. But one of the biggest things about that event is basically people don't realize how much the Heisman Foundation do in the community and all the nonprofit organizations that are funded. You get all you guys, the top players in the country for all time, really, Hall of Fame players, college football Hall of Fame players. They are there at that Heisman Trophy award luncheon, and it's a great weekend in sports. One of the bucket lists for me, I always make sure that I watch the Heisman Trophy.
Absolutely. And again, when you talk about all of the former Heisman players that come back, that adds the significance to the event because you're talking about as far back as 1950s, when Roger Staubach was a part of this particular celebration, and all the way up to current. Lamar Jackson, I'm sure he'll have an opportunity to come. However, he might be right in the midst of playing football, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's not there.
DJ, and like you said, it's the big picture of the thing, and you see the big picture all the way from 1935 to now. And most of these guys, I would say almost 75, maybe 60 to 75% of these guys are still living.
That's absolutely correct.
Yeah, so they're still living. They're there. They are proud papas of this award, and really just inviting a new Heisman Trophy one. It's always a good crowd there.
All right, we're going to take a short break. This is Sports Vision.
Sports Vision, sponsored by Aflac, Chick-fil-A, Mel and Abe's, Styles by Denise, Jordan Girls, Taylor Funeral Home, Horace B. Johnson and Associates, State Farm, Jimmy Watts Agency, and Dr. Jamie Winchester.
Broke my personal record.
Aflac?
No, good break. Good break. I'm so sorry we can't make your barbecue. I'm just sick about it.
Aflac?
Different kind of sick. If I can't work after surgery, how am I gonna pay my rent? All these bills.
Aflac!
Oh, Aflac.
And they pay you cash in just one day.
See how Aflac helps cover everyday expenses at Aflac.com.
Give your gathering something to gather around. Try catering at Chick-fil-A.
This is Academy Sports and Outdoors. We offer a huge sports and outdoors selection of top name brand gear like you've never seen. All at low prices like you've never seen. Because we're a sports and outdoor store like you've never seen. Until now. Now open in Columbus. Academy Sports and Outdoors, for all for less.
And welcome back to Sports Visions, Dale. I tell you what, this past weekend it was just a tremendous time to be a Georgia Bulldog, hosting Auburn in the South's oldest rivalry. And again, coming into this game, there was a lot of fanfare around it. We had an opportunity to see Cam Newton, who took a special trip down to Athens, and we had the opportunity to see a lot of our old coaches and teammates, and it was just a great opportunity to be in Athens.
You know, the Georgia-Auburn game always brings out a lot of fanfare, a lot of celebrities.
And, of course, the Georgia Bulldogs didn't let us down, Dale. They left, even though they won the game by an impressive mark, they still left points on the table, and this could have very easily been a blowout.
Could have very easily been a blowout, but again, leaving points on the table, not scoring in the red zone, those are big things that continue to kind of hunt Georgia this year. They got to get that fixed before they move on.
But you know what, talking offensively, ever since the Florida game, the Georgia Bulldogs have gotten better each and every week, even though there's still some room for improvement. And again, that's a positive thing when you consider that you're sitting there at the number 5 spot as far as the college football rankings, and you only have one loss, and you're going to be going to the SEC championship to play Alabama.
Right. The biggest thing, continue to win. Win, and I think a lot of things are going to handle themselves, them being able to get back into the top 4. I think as they continue to win, other things around them are going to happen and work for them. I'm still watching Michigan. I'm still watching Notre Dame. Those are the 2 spots that I think really is going to tilt here in a minute, but they got to play their way in.
No doubt that the University of Georgia's running game was to contend with the tops in the country. When you're talking about a DeAndre Swift and, of course, a Holyfield, those are 2 of the most dynamic running backs duo in the country. You saw DeAndre Swift, for the first time at full strength, and you see his capabilities, you see his versatility.
You see the versatility on this guy, and really, he has breakaway speed. But one of the good things about the running game for Georgia, if they can run the ball, all the other problems kind of go away, DJ, because really you're being able to play. You got good field position. You move the ball. You're going to be able to score points. The explosiveness, we need that because we're having trouble trying to score in the red zone. So really, when you start really unleashing my man Hartman, Miko Hartman, getting him the ball a little bit more, and still Riley Ridley, he's still able to be explosive. So really it's an opportunity for some more offense, but I think really they continue to get better and better, and everything will handle itself.
Elijah Holyfield, when he's on his game and when DeAndre Swift is on his game, that makes the life a lot easier for Jake Fromm. And you see Jake Fromm from that Florida game. Again, the best thing that I still say has happened to the University of Georgia this year was going down there, taking it in the chops from LSU. Then they had an opportunity to go into the off week and prepare. And they up until that time, they didn't know what was broke, so they didn't know what to fix. But when they got that loss and they came out of that and reevaluated, recommitted themselves to, of course, finishing the season strong, that's when you got the Florida victory. That's when you got the Kentucky victory. And that's when you got the performance that they had last week against Auburn.
And DJ, still have room for improvement, continue to get better and better each week at every phase of the game. I think a lot of things good can happen for Georgia. And really getting into the playoffs, I think they continue to play good, keep improving, and we won't have a problem.
UMass is in town. Of course, this is a game that everybody expects Georgia to blow these guys out early and get a bunch of the repetitions in for some of the backups. Because again, you have the big Georgia Tech finale coming up in another week or so. So again, I look for the Bulldogs deal. I'm like everybody else. I look for them to take care of business early and get a lot of those kids in for a lot of reps.
That's exactly right, DJ. This is kind of like a rehabilitation development week of games. And what I mean by that is that, you got a lot of kids that are hurt and got little bumps and bruises. These are the games that they can sit out and nurse it and get it well. But then that development piece comes from the younger kids who have not gotten to play as much as they really want to play, but they're improving in practice. They continue to play hard. They're on the travel squad, and it's an opportunity for them to get even better.
Dale, when you talk about the Auburn Tigers and what Gus Malzahn was facing coming into Athens, I still came away thinking that this team is a pretty good football team that had a few bad breaks. I know that, again, they showed a lot of versatility in the passing game and in the running game. However, Georgia was just too strong for them. But finishing the season after four losses, I know that that's not a whole lot for the Auburn Tigers to hang their hats on, but I think they still have a lot to play for with regards to a bowl game.
They still got a lot to play for, DJ. They still have good quality players, and really these guys are winners too. I mean, you got to look back to the Washington game, the first game of the season, how people had Auburn ranked. I still think that they've lost 3 games. They're probably the best three-loss team in the country. I saw all day they're playing competitive. The game was very close. It was very close. It was closer than 27-10, I tell you that, because really there's some plays. Auburn makes some plays here, makes some plays there. We're talking on the other side.
This week, what does Gus Malzahn have to do or need to do, since obviously they're not going to be playing for a championship, so resting players are not necessarily high on his agenda?
Well, I think the resting players, they're definitely not high on their agenda, but I do want to get some of those young guys in. I still want to find out that guy that's borderline. He might be in brackets or second string right now. I want to give him an opportunity to play, DJ, because I might need him in the Alabama game. And, all the chips are on the table when Auburn and Alabama play.
So who will the Auburn Tigers play this week?
Well, they play this week. The Auburn will be playing Liberty this week, DJ, and that's going to be an opportunity, again, another rehab and development game where you can get kids that are kind of hurt, get them well, and then develop those kids who have not had an opportunity to play a lot.
And when you talk about Alabama, man, there's a lot riding with this Alabama team. And, we started talking about this several weeks back when Tua first had that gimpy knee. And, again, now we're finding out that the knee is more serious than a sprain. And, thank goodness modern medicine and technology prevents guys from having to sit it out totally, because the brace that he's wearing on his knee, Dale, is definitely significant in his performance.
It's very significant in his performance, DJ. I think it hindered him a whole lot, but you got to keep him safe. Trying to get him through this year is the biggest thing, I think, and all the Alabama people probably won't say this, but just trying to get him over this injury and just let him nurse this injury, let him nurse this knee until the playoffs are over.
So this opponent obviously is not that important at the same time. I'm sure that Nick Saban wouldn't let his players on to believe that.
Oh, no, he's not going to let them. He's not going to tell them that. But I think really, them playing the Citadel this week, again, we talk about the opportunity to develop some of those younger players, rest some guys with some injuries, and get them ready for the Auburn game.
Let's go ahead and finish out with the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, Dale, and I'm proud of the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, and I'm even proud of former Harris County star quarterback Taquan Marshall, who is the captain of that Georgia Tech football team. Had some adversities, faced some adversities, had a kid to come in behind him and Tobias come in and play well. But Paul Johnson, being the loyal guy that he is, realized that, hey, this guy is my captain, this guy's back healthy, and I'm going to give him a shot to finish the drill.
And, really, DJ, hats off to Paul Johnson for doing that, sticking with Taquan, his captain, his senior captain, a kid that's been there in the program 4 years, a kid that he actually hand-recruited for that position. And Taquan had a great game, 92 yards rushing, 2 TDs, and then he threw for a touchdown. He got some of that rust off of him, DJ. He's back to normal, and really, I think he feels a whole lot better.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our Chick-fil-A Picks of the Week.
All right, DJ, we got Alabama that'll be playing Citadel. We got Auburn against Liberty, Georgia Tech against Virginia, Clemson against Duke, Ohio State play Maryland, Virginia Tech will play Miami, and Notre Dame will play Syracuse.
And here is your weekend HBCU football schedule. Mississippi Valley State will play Alabama A&M in Itta-Binion, Mississippi at Rice-Cotton Stadium at 1 Central. Prairie View will battle Alabama State in Prairie View, Texas at the new Panther Stadium. Game time is 1 Central. South Carolina State will play Savannah State in Orangeburg, South Carolina at Oliver Dawson Stadium at 1 Eastern. Alcorn State will play Jackson State in Norman, Mississippi at Spinks Kasem Stadium at 2 Central. Florida A&M will clash with Bethune-Cookman in Orlando, Florida at Camping World Stadium at 2 Eastern. And North Carolina Central will battle North Carolina A&T in Durham, North Carolina at O'Kelly Riddick Stadium at 2 Eastern. Don't forget to download our free Sports Visions app from your smartphone's app store and follow us on Instagram at Sports Visions TV and on Facebook at Sports Visions TV Show. I'm Amber Williams for the Sports Visions Radio Network.
Hello, everybody. I'm DJ Jones. You might know me from my athletic career at Carver High School, University of Georgia, or my sports broadcasting career. I know a lot of people, but when it comes to an attorney I trust, I call Forrest B. Johnson.
I'm Forrest Johnson of Forrest B. Johnson & Associates. And I want to let you know how proud we are to be a part of your community, a part of the Columbus community and the Phoenix, Alabama community. Consider us first. When you or any member of your family has been involved in an automobile accident, remember, car wreck, get a check.
Call now, 706-223-5380.
This is Academy Sports and Outdoors. We offer a huge sports and outdoors selection of top name brand gear like you've never seen. All at low prices like you've never seen. Because we're a sports and outdoor store like you've never seen. Until now. Now open in Columbus. Academy Sports and Outdoors. For all for less.
And welcome back to today's final segment of Sports Visions Deal. I tell you what, just a great week of football. Of course, a terrible week for Atlanta Falcons going up to Cleveland. And, of course, the breakout game for both Baker Mayfield and Nick Chubb. So 176 yards, a 92-yard touchdown run, record run for Nick Chubb. And, of course, 3 touchdowns and a great day for Baker Mayfield.
Great day for Baker Mayfield, man. I think the Falcons made it very comfortable for him. Easy reads, easy throws. I mean, and the Nick Chubb piece, I mean, come on, man. Hey, that's the breakout game I was looking for from Nick Chubb.
All of that after firing their coach, but again, the Atlanta Falcons, you know, just when you think that they're going to turn the corner and show you what can happen, you know, they boo-boo in their pants.
Well, yeah, they do, DJ, but I'm going to tell you something. We always throw the Cleveland Browns out with the baffle, but I saw they got some players, DJ, and really, you know, and I think really Greg Williams is going to develop those guys, and they continue to get these draft picks, keep their, you know, just keep their talent right there. Cleveland Browns going to be able to, I mean, a lot of teams in that north, that central, the Pittsburghs, the Bengals, Cleveland Browns coming, man.
Well, I'll tell you one thing is the Falcons are going to make a move. They definitely going to have to start with the Cowboys on I tell you what, this is an opportunity because no more losses, no room for any more losses because the New Orleans Saints as well as the Carolina Panthers are playing too good.
They playing too good, DJ, and really the best thing, 8-8, 9-7, that's probably going to be the goal that the Falcons need to reach for because that's the only thing going to get you in the playoffs is the wild card because the New Orleans Saints are playing out of their mind.
Also, congratulations to the Atlanta United. They were able to knock off New York City in the first round of the playoffs. Of course, the second game is pending in New York City, Dale. But you know what? Still 70,000 strong even throughout the playoffs, throughout the season.
And even bigger than that, DJ, they drew over 1 million people to those home games. So really, hats off to the Atlanta United. And I'm telling you, you know, football has some competition, and it's called soccer.
All right. I tell you, before we get out of here, I want to wish good luck to, again, the Columbus Blue Devils as well as the Central Red Devils and the Brookstone Cougars and anybody else that's out there that's contending for a state championship in our area. Well, that's going to do it for all the sports we have for today. For Dale Williams, I'm DJ Jones, reminding you to keep your eye on the ball. Have a great week.
Be sure to check out our Facebook page, Sports Visions TV Show, or our website, www.sportsvisionsusa.com.